Hi, YouTube and Facebook. This is Kristen Moonrise. Welcome back to my channel. I talk a lot about inner work on YouTube, Facebook. I'm kind of reintroducing myself on Facebook, where I'm talking about these topics and uploading the videos directly to my page. So this is very normal for YouTube. So Facebook, get ready for the weird conversations that I'm going to have. But I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of people that can resonate with this. So I wanted to talk about a certain situation that I experienced a bit before I met my husband. And it's about jumping into your future self, into your future in general, while you're still living in the present. And so, rewinding it back, I had decided that I was going to move out from my apartment that I had been in for years, before I had to sign the next lease. So at the end of my lease, that was coming up actually in a few months, and I hadn't yet met my husband. So I was definitely on a timeline. I put myself on a timeline that I did not want to renew my lease. I wanted to get married and move out. But again, I had not met my husband yet. So I had already been doing for years before a lot of manifestation and inner work while I was getting extremely clear about what I wanted my future to look like and who I wanted to be, all before it actually ever happened. I was planning it in my head and determining what my future was going to be. So, this is why when I heard of this certification called Future Self Identity Coaching Certification, I decided to grab it because I knew exactly what I did to become my future self. And so I can help other people do that, get to that point too, where they are ready to jump into their future selves, and get into that mindset. So I remember back in my apartment, standing in the kitchen, and there was an open floor plan. And I remember having my back to the island, the kitchen island, and I was looking at my dining room table and my living room and the bedroom and everything. I just kind of did a bit of a scan of the whole apartment. And so I remember everything looking a little tilted, and my dining room table that sat 4 to 6 people looked like a little tiny toy table. And my chairs looked like little tiny toy chairs, and the bookshelves looked like toys, and the sofa looked like toys. Everything looked really small, as if I was in a not a fun house, but like in a doll house. And I was really huge looking at this really small little toy tables and toy furniture. And so everything was distorted and it didn't look real. And I just remember looking like, wow, this is crazy. But I took that to mean that I was outgrowing my situation and it was soon becoming my past. I was stepping into my future self, and my apartment that I loved for 7 years was soon becoming the past. And it was something that I would have to begin to detach from. That, is not anything that I needed to stay stuck to, that it can easily be wiped away. And this is just the current reality, but it can definitely be wiped away, replaced with something else. And so I call this an identity layover. When your future reality, or the future that you're creating, starts to creep into your current reality and begins to give you signs that there's more to what you are currently seeing. And so your realities and identities start to clash, who you are. You start to kind of question, maybe you need to start doing things differently. And you'll have to choose which reality do you want to step into. Do you want to continue doing what you're doing now? Or do you want to become something different? Even if it's the reality that you're technically living in now, um, you can still step into that future reality. And I admit, I did think it was a bit weird at the time, but because I had already been working a lot on my spirituality, I recognized it for what it was and I welcomed it. So I thanked God for showing me signs, and I kept reaffirming. So I thanked God for my apartment. I was thankful to have it, very grateful to have it, but I was also telling God that I was ready to move on. I was ready to, be detached from living there and signing another lease. Basically, I was ready to move on, and then soon enough, months later, I did meet my husband. And so now, how do you jump into your future self? How do you step into your future right now? And so, in short, you live as if you are already in the future. You start making the decisions today that you know your future self would make. So, if you want a better detailed step by step structure on how to um, jump into your future, my mentor, Mina Irfan, speaks about timeline shifting in her course, Timeline Jumping. And I just recently got it, maybe a few months ago, and it's an amazing course. And she explains the 7 stages of timeline jumping and how to jump levels ahead of anything that you've ever imagined. The folding, the bending, the collapsing of time and space is very spiritual, but as we know, we are humans, we are spiritual beings living a human experience. So it's not all that far fetched to start seeing things bend and shift like that. And so, and then the course also tells you what to do if you get stuck at any of those stages. And so I do earn a commission by aligning and promoting her brand and her business. On YouTube, the link will be in the description box, and on Facebook, I will leave the link for the course in the comment section. And so there are also payment plans available for this course. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.